Our series on the U.S. Mexican border continues now. The changes there, as we've said, are having an impact on the continent as a whole. Tonight we go to that part of the new frontier where the far western Texas city of El Paso meets the city of Juarez on the Mexican side. El Paso was founded by Spanish missionaries. Juarez was named for a Mexican president who resisted the French attempt to establish an empire in the 1860s. Today, Juarez is overflowing with American factories. There are some very stark differences between the cities. In El Paso, for example, the salary for a worker with minimum skills is $5.15 an hour, the minimum wage. In Juarez, at the same level, they make $5 a day. Juarez is booming, not El Paso. ABC's Judy Muller is there.
Filiberto Martinez and his family are among the thousands of Mexicans who have flocked to the border town of Juarez in search of a better life. In our last apartment, says his wife, we had to share the bathroom with 9 other families. Martinez is among the fortunate few who have bought homes here. He did it with financial help from his American employer, Delphi, one of 400 U.S.-owned plants or maquiladoras in Juarez. Many are high-tech facilities where employees work for as little as $5 a day to turn out goods that pour into the U.S. 50,000 people come to Juarez every year looking for work. Most of them find it. What they don't find are basic services. 150,000 people have no water. 200,000 have no sewers. And every week the city grows by 3 more blocks. Juarez officials complain that the Mexican government has failed to provide money to resolve the crisis, even though the city generates enormous tax revenue. We produce in federal taxes more than $1.5 billion, says the mayor. We get only 6% of that in return. And just across the border, a similar complaint. El Paso officials say Washington has turned a deaf ear to the urgent needs of this booming frontier.
I keep saying that if you don't help us, we're going to have a major public health crisis on the border.
Even though El Paso has enough water right now, the 2 cities share a common aquifer, which was rapidly being depleted. And they share other problems as well.
The border does not affect the passage of air. The border does not affect water. The border does not affect viruses and bugs. Health care on one side matters on the other side.
That's because this border is almost non-existent. 50,000 people cross here every day, and 4,000 trucks add to the already serious air pollution. As Juarez booms, El Paso is going bust. Companies like Levi Strauss, for example, have moved south of the border in search of cheap labor. Those who study the new border frontier, however, say the jury is still out on free trade's overall impact.
Economists tend to view it as a positive. People who look at the social costs that tend to be a little more hidden are not at all sure.
Don't tell that to the Martinez family. They like what they see.
I like my TV.
They are living not the American dream, but the border dream. And tens of thousands are lining up right behind them. Judy Muller, ABC News, Juarez.